In downtown Albertville, Barry Galloway, Keith Ball, and Coach Brown. It's the Coach Bert Browne Show coming to you live from Local Joes here in downtown Albertville. Coach, you must not have been outside because you're not sweating. You must have already had a shower or something.
Man,
it's brutal outside.
I didn't get to take a shower. I came right off the practice field, put these nasty clothes back on, and I'm sticky.
Well, you like your condition to the heat a little bit because you ain't sweating near as bad as what I expect you to be.
I was a quarterback, man. We don't sweat.
There you go. Too pretty to sweat.
Yeah.
Let's talk weather. This is reminiscent of last year, about a year ago.
Yeah.
Opening game of the season. We had to push the start back an hour because of the heat. How has the heat affected you this weekend?
Well, I mean, we practice Monday morning at 6:30. We'll go tomorrow morning at 6:30. Try to get out of that. It's supposed to be 96 or 7 tomorrow afternoon. Right. So I told them, hey, we're going to go at 6:30 Wednesday morning, and we went in the heat today because we need to. You know, they need to be in it a little bit, and then Thursday morning will be a walkthrough thing for us. So today was the last day that we'll really be out in the heat. But we've been out in it all summer, so we should be ready for it. And then, you know, I've gotten on them about drinking a lot of water and that kind of thing, and so hopefully we'll be okay there.
Anything extra you do as coaching staff to get the players ready for this?
Well, you tell them about 7,000 times to drink water all throughout the week, and it goes in one ear and out the other. A lot of times, you know, you got to just keep it's like herding cats. You know, you just got to keep doing it and try to wrangle them up. And so, you know, last week we had too many guys with cramps, and I told them, I said, you know, guys, I can't drink water for you. You have to do it. And so I think they got the message.
Well, and we were talking about it before we went on the air, Barry and I, and I think I jinxed this from last week. I said something about it because last year, the first ball game, as hot as it was, we came through really good.
Yeah.
But like you said, you take these kids, and they're at the age now where they need to be taking care of that kind of thing on their own, you know, and taking care of the hydration stuff on their own. And you can tell them, but maybe last week, hey, flip that light switch on and say, hey, Coach is right. I got to drink some water and Gatorade, and I got to lay off these Pepsis.
Yeah, and that's what I tell them all the time. You can't be drinking Cokes, you know.
Right.
Your body locks up. You know, drink water, drink Gatorade. Drink more water than Gatorade or Powerade.
Is there any talk of moving the kickoff back?
No, because I think it's going to be 90, 91, 90 during the day Friday.
Right.
And I think it's going to get down in the 60s a couple nights this week, and then next week it looks beautiful.
Yep.
For the heat anyway, the cool weather.
Let's dive into the ARAB game. Falling to ARAB 35-0. Let's start with the beginning of the game. Opening kick, onside kick, worked perfectly, except a penalty.
Yeah. Again, you tell kids 1,000 times. I said that. We said that all week. And when we were going through our walkthrough on Friday morning with it, I said, the worst thing you can be right here is offsides. Does everybody understand that the worst thing you can be is offsides? If you got to stop a yard before you get to the ball, and, you know, those are, for us, we have to get those kind of breaks. Man.
Yeah, right.
You know, and we got it, and we were offsides. It is I'm glad I'm older, you know, because in my youth, it would have been probably ugly right there, you know, for me to, I'm glad I'm wiser and older and all that good stuff because, you know, you say something over and over and over and over. You guys, that's got to sink in now. You got to let that sink in. And we've got to have those kind of things. Those things have got to happen for us to be successful because we are so young. You know, we had a touchdown, freshman offensive lineman's downfield, 5 yards, you know, and so, you know, youth, when you got youth, you can't make too many mistakes like that when you get a chance to get the ball.
Well, and they're momentum killers, too. I mean, you know, I love the call, the onside kick last week. And you know, like Barry said, we get the ball back and somebody actually smokes one of their up guys and everybody's fired up and then you see yellow hockey on the field.
Dez just smoked that guy.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
So, but then momentum was like, okay, everybody dies back down. But we talked about after the game, there's a couple of times in the ball game where if we keep the momentum right there before halftime, we keep the momentum. Yeah. You know, that's a different ball game, totally different ball game. It's a 21-14 ball game at half.
I was extremely happy about how hard the kids played, and you know, I know people out there going, well, he's always saying this. We got a freshman quarterback we got a time we throw a touchdown, we got a freshman left tackle that, is a tall, skinny, good athlete, but he's a freshman and did a good job the other night, and we got a bunch of youth. We don't have a senior on the offensive line, so we did some good things, and our kids played hard and they battled, but they got a great quarterback, great little athlete, and they got a good football team that's used to winning, and so we blew a coverage down there on one of the touchdowns that shouldn't have been. We should have gotten that coverage, and so anyway, but I was extremely proud of our kids, and I, Friday I was happy with our effort and the things we did. We just need to clean some stuff up.
We talked about it, that I thought you played well, but it's the little things that pile up on you. Like Arab went up 7-0. Your offense began driving, but fumbled the ball away. So you take away the little things like that drive. You maybe go down and score 7-7.
Well,
totally different game.
You're thinking, at the half, it could have easily been 21-7 or 21-14. And we just got to clean those things up. And we need good things to happen for us early to get a little momentum. But I was extremely pleased with the effort we gave in practice and all that stuff. So, we did a good job at practice last week. We've done a good job so far at practice this week. And but I keep hounding to them. It's little things, guys, that will kill you or make you, And so we just got to clean all that up.
One little thing, which was a big thing, you're down 21-0, had the touchdown pass called back. They make it 21-7. How much would that have changed the game, you think, had the touchdown stood? For us, any kind of momentum is great, and that would have been big. Our kids were so excited. Sideline just blew up.
Yeah, and I don't get mad at kids when there's a lot of effort involved, when they're really busting their tails and something like that happens. And really, it was probably our fault because we didn't call action there where we keep the guys in on an RPO. And again, a young guy doesn't really know that, even though it wasn't called. An older guy picks that stuff up and says, "Hey, we're getting ready to throw a pass here."
Don't wander around down
there.
Yeah. But hey, credit the offensive line on that play. It took a long time for that thing to develop. They did a great job.
Oh, yeah, they did a great job pass blocking.
Yeah, and go back to the first drive where we fumbled the football. We'd already moved the ball down the field, got to the 40, 38, 37 when he fumbled the football. Mm-hmm. You take that drive away, it goes down at 7-7 ball game. Yeah. And then you get it down there on the 1 yard line and you turn it over. Just a kid trying to make a play and the extra effort.
Yeah.
It could have been a 21-21 ball game at half, and you got a barn burner and you got all that momentum and all that excitement.
Yeah.
But, it's in momentum. And I always go back to Coach Crow, that when I was at Jacksonville State, he was the head coach down there. And he always said there's going to be 5 plays in every ball game. It's going to make you or break you. And you got to make those 5 or if you want to win.
Yeah, and I talk to kids about that all the time, about extra effort, because I've been around. I've seen a lot of stuff, and I've seen guys give great effort and tackle somebody at the 2, and the next play they fumble, and we get the ball back, and that's what I'm constantly harping on them. They might go 80 yards with a run, but if we bust it and go down there and tackle that guy, they might turn it over the next play. And I've seen that happen in my 34 years of coaching and then playing since the 7th grade into college a bunch of times. But I loved our effort. I loved the fight that we had and flying around on defense. And, that's what you got to do.
Speaking of the defense, Puccio had a good game, but not a great game. He's had a good game, but I thought you did overall a good job of containing him for the most part.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. And when I told the kids all week long, I said, this guy is a great player. Mm-hmm. Great players make plays. He's going to have some big plays because he's a great player. And that's what great players do. They make plays no matter what. They're going to come up with some great plays. And I knew that going in. I just didn't want them to come up with 3 big, long 60-yard runs or a big 70-yard touchdown pass, and we limited most of that. And, offensively, when we're working sophomores, juniors, freshmen in the O-line, and we're getting better every day. And so, and hopefully, and CJ threw the ball well, I thought.
Yeah. Coach, we're going to take a quick time out, let you catch your breath, grab something to drink. We'll come back with more. Come out and join us. We're at Local Joe's in downtown Albertville. Be here every Tuesday from 6 to 7 with the Coach Bert Browne Show. Coming up with more next here at Local Joe's in downtown Albertville on Power 107.5.
You'll find everything you need for Labor Day at Foodland Plus in Albertville. Fresh ground beef, family pack, $3.69 a pound. Fresh whole Boston butt pork roast, $1.49 a pound. Fresh chicken leg quarters, sold in 10-pound bags, 69 cents a pound. Oscar Mayer wieners, 14 to 16 ounce, 2 for $5. Yellow or bicolor corn, great for grilling, 2 ears for $1. 16-pound bag Kingsford charcoal or 12-pound bag Matchlight, $8.99 each at Foodland Plus in Albertville.
Hi, I'm Randy Jones, your hometown trusted choice insurance agency. Randy Jones and Associates knows the playing field, and we have been proudly serving communities across North Alabama for 46 years. Having the right protection on the field is important. The RJA team of experienced agents will help you find affordable, customized insurance coverage for your family, business, and future. Stop by a local Randy Jones Associates office for a free, no-obligation quote or complimentary policy review.
Attention football fans, this season don't let slow internet make you miss a single touchdown, tackle, or triumph. With our gigabit fiber internet, you get blazing fast speeds that keep you in the game. Stream every play in crystal clear HD. Blitz through online stats and video chat with fellow fans, all with zero lag. Don't fumble your connection. Score big with our unbeatable fiber service. Call FTC and get your gigabit fiber internet just in time for the big game. Stay connected, stay ahead, stay unstoppable. Visit farmerstel.com or call us at 866-638-2144. FTC, we keep you connected.
Albertville Discount Pharmacy has been providing prescription and healthcare needs to the Sand Mountain area for over 30 years. With 3 pharmacists, Amy Honey, Brett Hogan, and Eddie Campbell, you will feel the confidence their staff provides. They want to be your pharmacy. Phone 256-878-1515 or come by Albertville Discount Pharmacy, your hometown pharmacy at 422 North Broad Street in Albertville.
Come back to Local Joe's in downtown Albertville, the Coach Bert Browne Show. We got some special guests joining us. I think some players will be joining us later, Coach.
That's what they're supposed to, but now they probably got to shower, and we came off the field about 5:50. So
go back to the A-Rap game one more time before we talk to one of our special guests here, which I think he almost got his yard rolled the other night. What I know witness, but overall player-wise, I thought Christian Ramirez played a good game defensively.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Hunter Smith had an outstanding game, offense and defense. So talk about those two and anybody else you saw that really stepped up.
Well, I thought Dez played a real good game. He made some big plays. He and I talked to him and Hunter in my office on Monday about effort in practice and what to do, and they came out and did a great job, and Hunter did a great job. They had great practices, and so Christian played a bunch of snaps. I mean, a bunch of snaps, and that's pretty tough for a big kid in that heat. He battled through it, and he had a very good game.
What about we talked about last week? You need somebody to step up, some senior leadership.
Yeah.
I think I saw that in Hunter a couple of times. There was one of the other receivers jumped off sides. He went over there, had a nice little talk to him, and a little encouragement. I think I saw more of that this week. Yeah,
and that's what we need. We need them to lead and show them how to do it, show the young guys how to do it, because we are so young still. I mean, we got 8 seniors. So, I think he did a great job doing that. And our seniors, Laredo and Laughlin and those guys, a bunch of them just stepped up and, big plays got us.
Right.
They got us on some big plays, and of course we turn the ball over and things like that. You can't do that stuff, but these guys really played well.
Keith, you have a special guest next to you to your left here.
Well, I guess he's pretty special. He is the new principal at Albertville High School, a guy I've known since he was probably wearing diapers.
So you were wearing them too.
I know. I have to call him Coach still. Coach Mr. Stephen Hutchins. How you doing tonight?
Doing well. How about you, Keith?
Doing good, man. Just
I
trying
appreciate y'all having me on.
Hold this chair down. How's everything going at the high school?
It's great. We're 3.5 weeks in now and starting to settle in. Things are starting to go real well. we've got a bunch of amazing kids, and it's been a great environment. The kids football teams really stepped up. A lot of our seniors in the school are really, really pushing the school spirit. And I've seen kind of a resurgence of Aggie spirit, Aggie pride, if you will. And it's exciting for me. I mean, Keith, you've known me for a long time. Barry, you have too.
Yeah.
And this is a dream job for me. So to be able to sit where I'm sitting and see our kids excited about the school year, that's amazing to me.
Well, let's talk a little bit about spirit for a second. I saw some pictures floating around the internet where you were doing a little gotcha at the pep rally and held your own pretty good.
Yeah, that was a spur of the moment thing. I had told Q Williams I wanted to MC the pep rally. You know, I've never been short of words,
right.
And I've got a loud, deep voice. So Q and I, while they were doing a cheer about 10 seconds before gotcha, I just looked at Q. I said, "Why don't you MC the gotcha, and then I'll take the two top ones on from each one." And Q laughed at me, and I said, "Look, my plan is I'm gonna airball the first one, and I'm gonna be out." But as that thing progressed, and shout out to I did put Cooper Colvin out, so I want to make sure everybody knows that. Hope Cooper's listening right now. But you know, fatigue became a big issue.
Right, yeah,
for
I can see that. I can see that.
You think the free throw line to get your
long
ball
way.
out of the net is not that big of a deal, but fatigue was a big issue. So Laney Smallwood got me, but you know, I feel like her beating me is what got her that Mississippi State offer this weekend. You know, put her on the map, really. So.
It absolutely could have been. Well, like I said, we're really excited to have you at the helm at Albertville High School, and you're a hometown guy, and we're hearing some really good things. So we're excited about that.
Anything else new coming up in the future? A lot of stuff has already happened in the past few months with the new addition to the school. So Albertville's really growing every week, every month.
Yes, sir. So one of the things that we're looking at now, I don't know what all I can and can't say. I guess hopefully Dr. Reeves is at the middle school football game, so he's not listening. But you know, we're looking at getting the turf redone, kind of updating that a little bit, and then we've been talking about Jumbotron, updating that as well. So we've got some things that are coming down the road that we're excited about. But I'm just kind of getting my feet wet and just trying to be around these guys and enjoy. I enjoy being on the sidelines. I've been a spectator for a few years now as an administrator, and so being able to walk up when I've been thinking about this, but you know, I think it was the second defensive stand, may have been the first one. Christian, they throw a swing pass or something out to the back, or can't remember exactly what it was, but see Christian come in and absolutely, you know, drove the kid into the ground.
Yes.
I was standing near a couple other administrators. I said, I'm going to give that kid some love because he drove him into the ground. So having the ability to do that, cheer on these kids, and you know, just be right behind them and cheer them on. I've been excited about that.
Let me ask you and Coach Brown here, since you're both together, if you are working on the turf, any chance of seeing like a bright Aggie red, like a Boise State blue, or maybe just a black Aggie? Any chance of seeing anything like that?
So I will say
Washington
this.
State red.
I've never claimed to be like the cutesy one or do anything. Miss Ashley Brown, Coach Bert Browne's wife, she worked for me last year. She knew that, you know, I have a lot of ideas. If I was flying the plane, we'd never land that thing. So she did all the cutesy stuff for me. So maybe Coach Brown can let her help with that deciding. I'll just,
what do you think,
show
Coach?
up.
Any chance of seeing a colored turf?
I don't know. I mean, it should be the only one in Alabama.
It would.
I would say, or the only one in the Southeast probably that would be red. But I do know one of my friends that was the head coach at Warren East in Kentucky, and they had blue turf, and they had to get permission from Boise State to do it. And in that contract, it said no one that plays Boise State can practice on that field.
Oh, wow.
Pretty cool.
That's wild.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen Hodges, I had a chance to follow your career. Good football player. Enjoyed.
appreciate you
so
lying
proud
to
of seeing where you
everybody
made it.
like that.
Yeah. No. Seriously. There's some really good teams back in the day you were playing.
Yes, sir. I had the luxury of playing with a bunch of great guys. You know, there was 10 great defensive players. I was probably number 11. Basketball, we had 12 guys. I was the 12th guy. I just, you know, we grew up. Torrey Croft is an assistant principal at the high school, and he was one of those great athletes. You know, I like to think that I was just a really, really good teammate. I didn't have near the athletic ability that they did. I just tried to be a motivator and cheer for them and pull for them. So I had the luxury of growing up with some really great guys and some really good competitors. So I just tried to match that effort.
Well, you did a great job.
He's a little bit more modest than I am.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, he was a good ball player, but he was a really, really good coach, and I got to coach with him, Stephen, for a couple of years, and when Christian made the tackle, and there was a couple of times the other night we started chest bump, then we realized that we're a little older than we used to be, and we can't jump anymore.
Our Achilles would tear.
Yeah. So the other night when Christian sniffed out the screenplay, did a great job, and then almost got to do twice. If you'd have got him on the second time, God bless him, it'd have been bad. He'd have took a shot, but yeah, Coach Hudgens, Mr. Hudgens, we had a lot of fun coaching back in the day together, and we usually were the hype guys and got everybody going. But again, really proud to have you as the principal at the high school, and we look for many, many years of great things.
Well, now, and I will say, Hunter's sitting right here, so I'm gonna tell it. I'm gonna put it on the air. If he will score a touchdown right there in front of me, the end zone I'm standing in, I'm gonna chest bump him.
Okay, I got you. Still got one in you,
Coach. If he gets 15 yards,
do we have an ambulance standing by?
There's usually one right outside the gate.
Okay.
So
I think Hunter can manage. We'll be okay. So.
Well, let me give you a chance. Being a coach and a great motivator, I've seen you in action. You got the two of the best players I've seen play around here in a long time, Christian and Hunter. A chance maybe to brag on them for you. Already talked about Christian, but Hunter had an excellent game Thursday night.
Yeah, so I watched Hunter from afar. I loved his competitive spirit. I think back to him again, just from my coaching role. I think about there was a play that Hunter's blocking, setting the tone there. May have gone a little bit past the whistle, but he got readjusted. And what I saw from Hunter was he played from the time the ball moved to the whistle. I think he was one of many that led by example. I mean, his attitude and effort was great. I think of Dez there too.
Yeah.
Dez has come a long way with his attitude and his effort too. So I know he's not here, but I watched Hunter. He called the ball on the sideline in the second half, and just went about his business. But you could tell the intensity that he had. I was really pleased Thursday night with the team's effort and just being able to walk on the sideline. Now, I talked that the energy and just the positivity and the, hey, let's go, we got this, let's keep chopping wood. I was really impressed with them for that. I think got a bright future. Hunter setting the tone for these juniors and below.
Well, thanks for joining us, Stephen Hudgens. Great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
We'll take another time out. We've got Christian Ramirez and Hunter Smith coming up next. Come join us. We're live at Local Joes in downtown Albertville every Tuesday from 6 to 7. The Coach Bert Browne Show here on Power 107.5.
It's football time in Alabama. The players are hitting the field, the cheerleaders are firing up the crowd, the drum major's striking up the band, and we all stand for the national anthem. This is Congressman Robert Adderholt. While you cheer your favorite team this season, I'll be on President Trump's team shaking things up in Washington. When we stand on conservative principles, it's a win for everyone. I'm Robert Adderholt, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Adderholt for Congress.
Attention North Alabama, Drew Epperson here with Sand Mountain Toyota. Are you in the market for a new ride? Look no further than Sand Mountain Toyota, where excellence meets affordability. From sleek sedans to powerful trucks and SUVs, each Toyota is a 5-star favorite, and even our pre-owned inventory is guaranteed to exceed your expectations. Come see me or give me a call at 256-878-0789 and say you want to drive with Drew, where customer satisfaction drives me.
Hi, I'm Randy Jones, your hometown trusted choice insurance agency. Randy Jones and Associates knows the playing field, and we have been proudly serving communities across North Alabama for 46 years. Having the right protection on the field is important. The RJA team of experienced agents will help you find affordable, customized insurance coverage for your family, business, and future. Stop by a local Randy Jones Associates office for a free, no-obligation quote or complimentary policy review.
And welcome back to Local Joe's downtown Albertville, the Coach Bert Browne Show. Coach taking a break. He's turned it over to Christian Ramirez and Hunter Smith. Men, hey, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yes, sir.
You were two of the best interviews we had last year. Glad to have you both back. Keith, let's go back to Thursday night. We talked about Christian a couple of plays, but what do you think? Back on the field again. It was hot. But overall, just little things. The score was not. It didn't really show the way the game should have ended. At my thought, 35-0. No, a couple of plays here and there, like Coach said, you could have won at a halftime down 21-14. I saw you improving as the game went on. Third quarter, you played uneven. I thought you guys played a great game, especially you and Hunter. Christian, go ahead. We'll talk to you first. What do you think? How do you rate your performance from Thursday?
I'd say I'd rate it 8 out of 10. I read my keys. We had a very good practice that week. So just reading my keys and also being a volume player and seeing little things throughout the game that I could pick up that would benefit me and just echoing that to my teammates and make sure we're all on the same page.
Being a coach, Keith, how would you rate what you saw Christian do Thursday?
Well, I think he played really, really well, and like Coach said earlier, he and Hunter both hardly ever come off the field. They're out there a lot. And especially for Christian being a bigger guy, that's pretty tough. Especially in this kind of heat. A lot of things that I was impressed with, Christian, was when you were playing defensive line and you're taking on, there's a lot of times you're taking on double teams. A lot of times, a couple of times that I saw, they're trying to run the ball in the A gap and you're getting doubled up, but you're stymieing everything right there in front of you, even making some tackles. Talk about the strength program. And Coach, I'm blanking on your strength coach's name right now.
Coach Alford.
and the off-season program and how good a job he's done. I know you've always lifted weights and your older brother kind of got you started doing that at a young age. Talk about Coach Alford and the good job he's done over the summer getting you even stronger.
I'd say he does a really, really well job. He's a very vocal coach and he's a very big part of everybody's strength. We go Sundays and even the whole weekdays. We're just in there every morning just working out 2 hours or 1 hour, however much we can. And he really pushed us to the limit and make sure we're getting to that point where we need to be.
Yeah, and I think your strength, we talked about it, and I know Barry had some weights and heights and weights on you guys, and the weights overall, how much they'd increased since last year. And just that strength level, man, you can tell a difference. It's just a lot of times you guys are out there for a lot of plays, especially you guys, your older guys, and it's kind of hard to hold up. We'll flip it over to Hunter for a second. One thing that I saw, I don't know if it was play one or play two, but you fire off, we're on offense, you fire off, you lock the cornerback up and absolutely drag him around the field a little bit and set that tone early. Is that something in your mindset that you want to do every ball game?
Every game. The first play, first two plays, if I'm ever blocking, I want to let the corner know what it's going to be for the rest of the game. And especially, I didn't know I went that far after the whistle. I watched it on film. I went a little further than I wanted to. But, it's just I like to set the tone. I like to, just want to let the corner know how it's going to be the whole game.
What do you think, Christian? Do you think you knew it went a little long? And
hey, as long as he shows what we're coming with, that's fine with me.
I didn't hear the whistle. Okay,
you're really excited, weren't you? Yeah. Really excited. Well, I thought you played a heck of a ball game the other night, and you made the big catch in the end zone. We talked about it. High school football is so much about momentum, it's. To me, it could have been without a couple of mistakes, a 21-21 ball game at halftime. But the big catch you made in the end zone that called back the touchdown. Talk about your young quarterback and being able to get that ball down there and made a pretty good throw. You went up high, pointing the ball, did what you were supposed to do, did a great job on the play. But talk about that young guy and how much he's progressed over the last 2 years.
Oh, it's night and day. He's gotten so much better. I tell him every day, he's best when he just gets out there and slings it. Him being so young, he gets out there, he gets nervous, he'll tighten up. And I'll tell him, I'll be on the sideline, I'll just tell him, just sling it. Just go out there and have fun, because that's when he's at his best. And he's just throwing the ball. He ain't thinking. So sometimes, he'll tighten up. Sometimes just tell him. If you can get him to where he's just out there having fun, just throwing the ball, he's perfectly fine. I have no complaints. I tell him all the time I'm proud of him.
I'll tell you one of the best catches I've seen somebody make in a while was towards the end of the game, sideline, that threw it to you. It's a college-type catch because your feet had to be – you had to look down, but be sure you were going to be in bounds. You made the catch, stepped out of bounds. That was concentration. That was a great catch.
I appreciate that.
If you know the one I'm talking about, where I was
Yeah.
driving down late in the game. Yeah.
I was pretty close to him. I was probably 5-6 yards away from him. I was standing on the same sideline and watching him run through his route. And he knows he's close to the sideline. He looks down to see where his feet are, and that's when the ball's in the air. Now, that is difficult. And to be able to, all right, I'm in, and then try to find that ball again with your eyes and make a good catch. It was a college catch for sure. Another one I was very impressed with. So we're on the left hash. We're going down. You run a deep out, maybe some kind of a 10-yard out, and CJ throws a great ball. He's got a good arm strength for a ninth grade quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, way better than a lot of those young guys. And you're talking about climbing the ladder to go up and catch that ball. Okay, you're about 6'2". Well, you went up about 7'2" to get that one. You went way up. You might have been 10'2". I don't know, but you went up. You made some great catches. But one thing we talked about early on, one thing that was really cool to see was one of your younger receivers got a false start on a play, and you weren't happy with him, and you went over and you did exactly what a coach is supposed to do. You went and you got him good. You know, you break him down. That's what you're supposed to do as a coach, but then you build him back up and you went and pat him on the head and said, let's go.
Yeah, see, that's Jacoby. See, me and Jacoby got a lot closer since football because, he's a basketball guy.
Yeah.
And so this is Jacoby's first year playing football since middle school. And I was trying to tell him, I was trying to get his attention. I couldn't get his attention because he's doing right. He was looking at the ball, but he's about 2 yards in front of the ball. And I was like, you got to check with the ref. It's just one of those things like, I was heated, but I had to make sure I was like, I love you though.
Yeah.
I'm getting on to you, just, trying to make us better. It's for us. So I went and pat him on the butt, tell him just make sure to check him.
Yeah.
He checked with the ref the rest of the game though. So
yeah, he did.
Christian, can you feel yourself being more of a leader this year? You've got the experience. There's a lot of young guys out there who haven't had many snaps, but I can see you from time to time going from player to player, and you've been there, done that. Can you feel yourself stepping up and being more of a leader this year?
Yes, sir, I have. I have more of the guys looking up to me and just asking me questions, be like, hey, how's my hands look? How my feet looking? And I'll just help them out every way I can just to make us better as a team.
Like Keith mentioned during the off-season program, Coach, you really hit on this. How much did you feel you improved from size and strength from last season to this season?
Oh, 100%. I feel like I've grown like twice. Like, my football IQ and just being able to actually read film and knowing what the other opponent's going to do and just getting stronger by like Coach Hofford and just a good program that we got.
Okay, coming up Friday night, another good quarterback you're going to face. You've had DeVarnador from Fort Payne. You had Puccio from Arab. Now you get Pierce from Boaz, 3 good ones in a row. From what you see and know about him, what can you expect from him?
I'd say he's going to get the ball out really fast.
Yeah.
So we got to get back there as quick as we can.
Hunter, you going to be back there in the secondary some? Have you watched a lot of film on him?
Yeah, I've tried. He's definitely going to sling it around the field. I grew up with Tyler playing baseball with him. And, I have a lot of respect for him, He's going to sling it around the field. He's going to have his plays, but we need to make sure we get ours too.
Yeah, which what we've seen a little bit, and I remember from a couple of years ago, like you said, he likes to get it out quick. They dink and dunk. It's the biggest thing is try to put some pressure on him, but keep everything in front of you. Don't let that big one happen,
We need to make sure to get our plays when we can.
That's right.
So what do you think? You've seen them on film. Do you think you're going to pick up a win this Friday night?
No, well, there's a chance. Yeah, we all need to. If we play together and play like we can, string together some more good practices. We've had some good practices. We keep practicing good. Go out there and play our game. Worry about us and not worry about them. We got a chance.
I agree. If you cut out the little mistakes from last week, I think you've got a great chance winning this game.
It's little things.
Yeah,
it's little things.
I can see it happening. Well, Christian, Hunter, looking forward to seeing you play this week.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll take one more time out and come back to Coach Brown, give the guys a chance to eat. And come by and join us, Local Joes, downtown Albertville, every Tuesday from 6 to 7, the Coach Brown Show. We'll come back with more here on Power 107.5.
Albertville Discount Pharmacy has been providing prescription and healthcare needs to the Sand Mountain area for over 30 years. With 3 pharmacists, Amy Honey, Brett Hogan, and Eddie Campbell, you will feel the confidence their staff provides. They want to be your pharmacy. Phone 256-878-1515 or come by Albertville Discount Pharmacy, your hometown pharmacy at 422 North Broad Street in Albertville.
Attention North Alabama, Drew Epperson here with Sand Mountain Toyota. Are you in the market for a new ride? Look no further than Sand Mountain Toyota, where excellence meets affordability. From sleek sedans to powerful trucks and SUVs, each Toyota is a 5-star favorite, and even our pre-owned inventory is guaranteed to exceed your expectations. Come see me or give me a call at 256-878-0789 and say you want to drive with Drew, where customer satisfaction drives me.
It's football time in Alabama. The players are hitting the field, the cheerleaders are firing up the crowd, the drum majors striking up the band, and we all stand for the national anthem. This is Congressman Robert Adderholt. While you cheer your favorite team this season, I'll be on President Trump's team shaking things up in Washington. When we stand on conservative principles, it's a win for everyone. I'm Robert Adderholt, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Adderholt for Congress.
Welcome back to Local Joes of Downtown Albertville. Join us again next Tuesday night, 6 to 7, the Coach Browne Show. Coach, with Hunter, Christian here. Chance to say a few words about those two guys.
Well, they played great. I mean, and they had really good week of practice. I tell them all the time, all that equates to good games. When you practice hard and you have good practices, most of the time you're going to have good games. And they did. We had a real good practices last week, and just making young mistakes here and there. And like I say, you got to clean that stuff up. And usually your week 0 to week 1 to week 2, you really do a lot of growing, and hopefully we can do that. And we're playing a very good football team Friday night that's very well coached and have a very good quarterback. And anytime you've got a real good quarterback, you got a chance. So
they got some talent, some good receivers, a couple of good running backs. So what about Boaz overall? You saw the film on Madison County.
I mean, they've got a very good football team. We're going to have to play our A game, and they might have as good a football team now as they've had in a long time down there. So it's going to be a game that we've got to go in and be physical and bring our A game.
Hey, going back real quick, the Fort Payne game. Were you a little surprised at the result? Fort Payne, Scottsboro put it on Fort Payne.
I was. I couldn't believe that. I mean, that was unbelievable to me. Scottsboro must be pretty dang good.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I haven't seen that film, but I'd imagine they got after the quarterback, I'm sure.
How would you rank Pierce compared to, say, Varnador and Puccio, different kind of quarterbacks?
Yeah, I mean, he's as good as anybody that I've seen. He can throw it and gets it out quick, and understand he's a great baseball player, great athlete. So we got our work cut out for us.
Yeah, that's something that I remember from, I don't know, maybe I'm blocking a lot from last year, but I remember 2 years ago he came over to Albertville, and he was very consistent. They got the ball out quick. The other night he was 14 of 16 on completions. He had 5 touchdowns, but the biggest thing was I was looking at stats earlier. He spreads the ball out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everywhere. Everybody's got 2 or 3 catches and a touchdown.
Yeah, that just tells you how knowledgeable he is. He can read coverages and know where to go and knows where his 3rd and 4th receiver is. And so we got our work cut out for us, that's for sure.
Well, they've got a good little running back over there, Barry. Tristan Childers looks like his name is, senior. He was 19 carries, 129, and a touchdown. Yeah. So sound like a tough little runner. Like I was talking to Hunter about, man, just keeping everything in front of you.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Make them earn it. Don't give up that big one.
Well, the running back's a big old kid. He runs he's like a bowling ball. So, we just got to fly around the football and play very good defense and control the ball offensively and take care of the ball. Can't turn it over. And when we get a turnover, we got to capitalize on that. Hopefully we'll get 3 or 4 or 5.
Talk about some of your weapons. We talked about, of course, Hunter, great receiver. You got Scott. You got the young guys are what impressed me, their speed. You got Watson. You got Sweat. You've got Prater. You got, to me, I think speed-wise, one of the fastest teams I've seen in Albertville in a long time.
Yeah, we've got some good young receivers that can run, and so we just got to clean routes up. And so, CJ had a very good game, I thought, the other night. And we just got to be able to complete the easy passes. everybody takes shots down the field, and but we have to be able to complete the mid-range stuff.
Well, and you nailed it right there. When you said talking about cleaning up routes and doing different things like that, I saw Coach Karcher talking to one of the younger guys. If one guy's not doing what they're supposed to do on a play, it messes it up for everybody. Yeah. If you're running an end and you run it 12 yards deep, you're supposed to be 8 yards. Just different things like that. If you're not where you're supposed to be, CJ can't find you, or it doesn't look right to him because he's a young guy and it's hard for him to kind of improvise. Everybody's got to do what they're supposed to do in every play. Right. All it takes is one guy to do the wrong thing, and the ball's going to find that guy every dadgum time.
Yeah. And, and I've told CJ, I know Coach Karcher has, and I always did this. When somebody's screwing up, I immediately got off of them and went to somebody else. You can't hold the ball waiting on somebody that's messing up. So you got to go to the next guy as fast as possible because, you get hit in the teeth and you got to get it out.
As a coach, you don't want to see anybody turn it over. A young man had put the ball on the ground twice. What as a coach, what do you do with a young man? He was a running back. How do you handle that?
Well, I mean, he runs extremely hard, and he's just trying to get extra yardage. And I talked to him about that. I was like, you got to get it high and tight, but when you're doing that, you've got to put both hands on it and your arms across it, and you got to know sometimes when to go down. When you got 4 or 5 guys on you and people tugging at that ball, you need to get down. And but he's got great effort. He runs the ball hard, and he's going to be a very good one.
That's what you heard to see because he was running so hard, and then he was fighting, spinning, turning, and the ball popped loose twice, and you couldn't feel any worse for him.
Yeah, I mean, the effort was amazing by him, and you don't really you get frustrated, but his effort was so much that it's really hard to get on him. You just say, hey man, you got to hang on to that thing,
These two guys would have fun with this. I can't remember what the name of the movie was. It was in the 90s. And a running back, he had problems. He dropped the ball. He put the ball on the ground. So coach had him carrying a football around school, and he'd have to hold it high and tight. And all throughout the day, his teammates would come around and just knock the ball loose. And, of course, the teachers probably wouldn't appreciate this. Then they're all diving, knocking desk over, trying to get the ball in. Because if anybody took the ball back to coach other than that running back, he was running laps.
Yeah.
So I can see Hunter where he'd have some fun with that one.
Yeah, he would. He would.
He'd be the one that messed it up for everybody and turned over about 5 days.
Well, a funny story. When I was at Coffee County years ago in Tennessee, we were kicking extra points and field goals, and we were backing up. My field goal kicker walked on at Tennessee. He had a great leg. And we were about 40 yards out, and I told everybody, it was the end of practice, I said, if John Luke makes his field goal, no, we're not running condition. And one of the kids on defense blocked it.
Everybody loves that guy now.
Yeah, and I was like, you guys, I told the coaches, go in the locker room, make sure they don't beat him up. It was unbelievable. I mean, I was like, it just baffled me, But he blocked it. And they got to run, I think, 10-40s. So,
talk about your team from the Arab game, the secondary. We talked last week after the Fort Payne game. Young, but it seemed like they grew up some during the game and got better as the game went on.
Yeah, I think we did. And we really, Coach Martin chopped a lot of stuff out of that first scrimmage. He cut back a lot of stuff, which helped us tremendously, I think. So there was a lot of things we did well, and that we need to clean some things up. And we locked in and did some good things.
Let me ask your thoughts as a coach. I noticed this NFL game, the rule change they made on kickoffs. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed this yet? What's your thoughts? Have you seen the rule change?
Yeah, I think so.
That is like from the 20-yard line on kicks, you can't move until.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like old school football. Man. Yeah. I mean, I tell people all the time when I played quarterback, you could actually hit a quarterback. Now you got to hug them, kiss them, and lay them down.
You can't hit them high, can't hit them low.
Yeah, you can't do anything. I mean, that's why my jaw pops when I chew. I mean, I got hit so many times in the jaw and the bottom of the chin with a helmet, the crown of a helmet. When I played, probably 40 guys that hit me would have been ejected. I mean, but now it's just a totally different game. I don't really like the kickoff thing. I like the, but it's so people don't get hurt.
Yeah, and talking about the secondary, I know you're kind of missing a guy that was either a rotate guy or maybe a guy who's going to play a pretty good bit. And Jude Fan, I think he got a yeah. So there's somebody right there that you were counting on to get some good minutes in, and you're playing a younger guy. You're playing somebody that was out of position now.
Yeah, and Jude's a heck of a player, and he's a tough kid. He's smart, so that really hurt us when that happened. Earlier. 2 weeks prior to that, we thought he broke his collarbone. Yeah, and he was good. He got to practice and stuff, and then all of a sudden he turns around 3 or 4 days later and breaks his thumb.
Yeah, so. His mom is my youngest daughter's teacher this year, and she was my older daughter's teacher 2 years ago, I think. Yeah. So we know them very well, and he's such a good kid. Oh yeah! Don't let him be around Hunter; he'll mess him up. But he's such a good kid. But there's a reason you were nicknamed the Alabama Wild Man when you were in first grade. Yeah, that's because you were off the walls and tearing everything up to you. So you can't deny that.
Can you imagine his poor first grade teacher?
Well, I was his PE teacher, Coach.
Were you?
Yeah. My goodness. The stories I could tell.
Any other injuries this week that might affect you Friday night?
None that you'll know of on the air. I can tell you later, but I'm not telling anything right now.
I think the kicking team, you've got maybe an extra player or two.
I hope. We'll see. I mean, it's a different deal when the bullets are flying. Gotcha. It's one thing to do it in practice, another thing to do it in the game. So
I thought, Barry, Cooper Scott punted the ball pretty well last week.
Yeah,
he can really boom it. I know there are times where he can get rushed and not do first of the ball game. He's kind of jittery and but he comes on and gets some pretty good punts.
Yeah, he does.
It could be a weapon.
It could be. You're exactly right.
We'll just leave that one on there, Coach.
So what about region-wise? I know you don't have to worry about them until next week with Florence. Anybody had a chance to look at it and see who's the team to beat,
I've gotten some film on people. I was working on it this morning and this afternoon, getting film on people's first game. And, it's still going to be a heck of a region to play in. And so, we just got to keep working, and there's like I try to tell these guys all the time, it is what it is. And you just got to go out and do it and practice hard and get better every day. And some breaks will eventually start going our way. That's eventually good things are going to happen for us.
And we've talked over the years when we went to 7A that now you're playing some better teams, but you're also playing in front of a lot of college scouts who are coming to see 7A teams. So it's your chance to step up and show them what you can do.
It is. When I was a college football coach, I liked going where the most players were. And nothing against the smaller classes, but when you've got such big schools with a lot of players, you're going to gravitate there on Friday nights. Now, you go see whoever you're recruiting, I'm going to go see it. Doesn't matter if it's a Class A school. If I want somebody, I'm going to go let them see me there. But no doubt, 7A, 6A, you see a lot of players.
Give us an idea of how you spend your weekends. College football started last week. What about this week? Pretty much everybody playing this weekend.
Yeah, I'll come in Saturday morning around 6, watch film, take notes of our game, and then I'll watch our opponent for the next week. And then I usually try to get home and watch a little bit of College Game Day and get my computer and my laptop, watch our opponent and watch football too. I really like watching college football, and I'm a big college football fan. I'm not as much an NFL guy as I am a college guy, so I'll spend Saturdays doing that, and might have to go shopping with my wife some and that kind of deal. So I definitely will watch college football, but I spend a lot of my morning on us and watching us and taking notes, and then, like I say, probably around 10:30, I'll go home and get my laptop and try to watch. I tape College Game Day, so I try to fast forward through the commercials and then get to some of the games.
Was it odd seeing Saban on game day as a
weird.
commentator?
Yeah, that's weird to see him there, but I think he's just sick of all the transfer portal stuff and paying the players, which I know he was for paying guys, and I am too, but now it's just outrageous. You're paying some kid $850,000. And listen, I was a good kid, and you give me $850,000 as a 19-year-old, I don't know how good I could have been.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, let's face it. I mean, a 19-year-old with that kind of money,
100%.
come on now. At a college,
Yeah.
at the University of Alabama,
Well, they
or
went
Ole Miss or Tennessee or Kentucky. I mean,
and they went from getting nothing to now it's the Wild West.
Yeah.
Okay, we're just and they're trying to, and I know over in Georgia they can pay high school players. You know, they're trying to get some Alabama big time players to go over to Georgia. Yeah. And I know the quarterback, I think it's Hewitt Trussell's quarterback, turned down like serious money to stay in Alabama. So, but it's a Wild West.
It's crazy. Now. I think that's the most ridiculous thing on planet Earth, to pay high school kids. I mean, it's just.
Well, as a coach, how do you handle loyalty? That's what made Saban mad. You got a kid who plays 1 year, said, okay, I love Alabama, but they're going to pay me more over here.
Yeah, I just, it's like the kid at Ohio State. He's starting quarterback at Ohio State. He goes to Syracuse for the money. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you're going to be on your back all Saturday, man. You're going to get hit, and you're going to be lucky if you have a shoulder when you get done there. I'm for those guys getting paid, but we've got to figure out something to where all the big boys are paid the same. Okay, quarterbacks are at this, offensive linemen are at this, D linemen are at this, but I don't know. It's going to turn it into there is no somebody coming, a dark horse coming out of the pack, because all the big boys are going to have all the great players, and like a Boise State will never happen again.
Yeah, right.
It'll never happen again. You remember when Boise State beat Oklahoma?
Yeah.
That'll never happen again.
Now there's not enough money out there.
No.
They can't pay them.
Did you see the Oklahoma State, what they're doing with the helmets this year? They've got a code on there. People at home can scan the code and make a donation to the Oklahoma State athletic fund, and it goes to the players who aren't getting the big get the big money to the center, to the backup kicker. Yeah. They get money out of this big pot.
Yeah, that's good.
They're like a walking billboard.
Yeah.
Hey, let's jump back to these two guys sitting here. We got a little bit of time left, Barry. And I kid with Hunter. I've known him for a long time, but he's a great young man. But I wanted to brag on Christian for a second. I got him and Judd Dalrymple over to my house that we're building. Two guys that I needed some help cleaning up some stuff, and I got them over there, and I said, it won't be that bad. And I think I worked them a little harder than what they were anticipating, but they also helped me carry some heavy stuff upstairs. So without those guys, I wouldn't have made it that day. But I just wanted to say on the air while I got you sitting here, I appreciate you, big guy, you and Judd coming over that day. And I'm sorry I lied to you because it was a lot more than what you anticipated.
Yeah, they're good kids.
He doesn't have the headset on so he can't, but he's over here grinning about it.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, we appreciate your time. I know it's been tough the heat, the weather, but hey, thanks for what you and the guys do for Albertville.
Well, yeah, and thank you all, and thank Local Joes for having us here. And this is a great place to eat. I know my Local Joe's story is when I came to interview for this job, I got here probably 2 hours before my interview, and it was around lunchtime, and I was like, I'm going to find somewhere to eat. And, of course, I'm a big barbecue person. My wife will tell you I'm always on the smoker out back smoking chicken or something. And I smelled it, and I said, okay, I'm eating here. So my first meal in Albertville was right here about an hour and a half before I interviewed for the job.
Good choice.
Yeah. Good selling point, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was awesome. I went home and told her. I said, man, they got a good barbecue place there.
Well, Coach, thanks for what you do. I look forward to seeing you Friday night.
Thank you all.
All right. Come back and join us next week, every Tuesday. Going to be live right here with the Coach Browne Show, Local Joes in downtown Albertville. So until Friday night, have a good night, everybody. We'll talk to you Friday here on Power 107.5.
Attention football fans, this season don't let slow internet make you miss a single touchdown, tackle, or triumph. With our gigabit fiber internet, you get blazing fast speeds that keep you in the game. Stream every play in crystal clear HD. Blitz through online stats and video chat with fellow fans, all with zero lag. Don't fumble your connection, score big with our unbeatable fiber service. Call FTC and get your gigabit fiber internet just in time for the big game. Stay connected, stay ahead, stay unstoppable. Visit farmerstel.com or call us at 866-638-2144. FTC, we keep you connected.
You'll find everything you need for Labor Day at Foodland Plus in Albertville. Fresh ground beef family pack, $3.69 a pound. Fresh whole Boston butt pork roast, $1.49 a pound. Fresh chicken leg quarters, sold in 10-pound bags, 69 cents a pound. Oscar Mayer wieners, 14 to 16 ounce, 2 for $5. Yellow or bicolor corn, great for grilling, 2 ears for $1. 16-pound bag Kingsford charcoal or 12-pound bag Matchlight, $8.99 each at Foodland Plus in Albertville.
Albertville Discount Pharmacy has been providing prescription and healthcare needs to the Sand Mountain area for over 30 years. With 3 pharmacists, Amy Honey, Brett Hogan, and Eddie Campbell, you will feel the confidence their staff provides. They want to be your pharmacy. Phone 256-878-1515 or come by Albertville Discount Pharmacy, your hometown pharmacy at 422 North Broad Street in Albertville.
WAVU AM 630, W298BG FM 107.5 Albertville. You've found the power. Power 107.5 FM.